It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And coming up, it'll be no holds barred between NFC North rivals. It's the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. All that and more coming up next.
It's one of the NFL's newest venues, but it's already earned a reputation as one of its best. This is US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Will Reichert has it all teed up. And off we go from Minneapolis. Starting from the 5. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So the Packers offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by the Utah State product and former first-rounder back in 2020, Jordan Love.
It took Jordan Love a little while for him to get his chance to start in the NFL. He had to watch Aaron Rodgers for a number of years, but guess what? Aaron had to watch Brett, and it paid huge dividends. And it sure looks like Jordan Love, to start his career, is doing the same. He didn't just watch Aaron Rodgers. He worked on his game. He developed his game over 3 years. And when he got his chance, he sure looked like a young star at the position.
Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5. Going run again with Jacobs. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. They made it to single yard that time. They're going to have to solve 3rd down and 4. Love out of the shotgun. That's incomplete left side. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And 4th and 4 coming up. The Packers send out their punting unit. And he'll punt it away to end a disappointing opening drive. Same as a touchback here. Fair catch made at the 20. So here come the Vikings, taking the field for their first drive of the game. And we'll get a look at their signal caller playing in his 7th season.
If we had asked Sam Darnold, coming out of USC as the 3rd overall pick in the draft, to write the story of his career, I don't think he would have written some of these chapters. But in the end, it makes you tougher. It makes you grittier. And playing quarterback in the NFL is a lot about that. Your ability to just withstand adversity and to continue to get up time after time after time. And Sam Darnold has shown that kind of perseverance.
Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. To throw, here's Darnold. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop him. And that pushes them back, 3rd down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Third and long for him here. He's gonna try to drop it in deep. His first throw is an interception. And the Packers get the football on the first turnover of the contest. What a call for their first pass of the game. It would have been a big hitter if they completed it, Brock, but just not the right touch on that football, and it ends with an interception.
You could just tell these cover guys, they've been waiting for their first chance to go get some work done in this one. They did their homework, number 1. And number 2, Kate, as Russell Wilson loves to say, the separation was in the preparation.
The Green Bay offense returning to the field for their 2nd possession. They didn't start the game off like they wanted, Brock. Still searching for that opening first down as they take the field a 2nd time. Jacobs gets it to start the drive. And he stopped after running it up across the 45 to the 46. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3. from the 46. He's got Watson. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. It's a gain of 4 there. And it'll be first down, Packers. They've got a man in motion. Running on first here with Jacobs. He'll cobble together a yard there. Jonathan Bullard with the stop. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. They stick with Jacobs. This is ahead for about 5. That tackle made by Blake Cashman. It'll be a gain of 5. They still need 4 on 3rd down. Love from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
They're set up at the 35 now. A give to Jacobs on the inside handoff. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Able to get it to Reed. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 22 on that one. And that gives them 1st and goal.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Here we go. 4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. From the red zone now. He's got it. Touchdown, Green Bay. So our first score of the game here as they cap off that drive with a touchdown.
It's really what you're looking for, Kate, offensively. You want to force the other guys into thinking they need to play a little catch-up right away. So a nice job to get that first score and take early control of this game.
Brandon McManus on for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Packers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. On now is McManus to kick this away. Here's a return from the 7. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Minnesota all set to go for its second drive. And time to hit a quick reset here, partner, after they find themselves behind following that opening drive INT.
Yeah, you say reset, I say Control-Alt-Delete. Pretend like it didn't even happen. You got to flush it in a hurry.
Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Into the hands of Jefferson, complete. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Edgerrin Cooper there to make the stop.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Grabbed by Jordan Addison. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
First carry here for Aaron Jones. And he's able to drive up past the 40. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Third and 6 for them to figure out now. Here's Darnold to throw. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. And the Packers get it back as he intercepts him for the second time this game. Okay, Brock, now back-to-back drives where they have picked him off. That's got to be a worrying trend for these coaches who know how integral the passing game is to their game plan and their success.
Those poker players, the best of them, when they figure out a tell, they know exactly how to beat their opponent. This defense right now, they're reading this quarterback like a book.
The Packers all set to get back out there. And their goal is going to be doubling that 7-0 lead they have so far. A nice starting spot for the Packers this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. First play, they go quick out to the left, complete. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And he's able to get back to the line, but that is all. Nothing for them on 2nd down, and now it's 3rd and 1. Turning to Jacobs on 3rd. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Shotgun now for Love. Finds his man. It's Kraft. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. That tackle made by Blake Cashman. Offense to the line for 2nd down. Takes the handoff, now Love. He's on the move. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Well, we'll pause here, and for good reason. One of the Packers injured on that play and is being tended to. All set up now for 1st and 10. Jacobs running behind center. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
To throw, here's Willis. And this is going to be a Green Bay touchdown. The Packers take a 13-0 lead. Christian Watson with the touchdown. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
McManus on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Packers drive out to an early 14-0 lead. On now is McManus to kick this away. This return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Vikings and Sam Darnold headed out for their next shot on offense. And Brock, they are not off to a good start. 2 drives, 2 giveaways. I think they could call this a win if this drive just doesn't end in a turnover.
Yeah, there's got to be some voices of calm within this offense to play smart, not scared. Play smart and take care of the football, but you can't be scared to make a mistake but typically one will follow.
He picks up 15 on the play. And it'll bring up a Minnesota first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
First and 10, here's Jones. And he's brought down after a short gain. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
From the 44 here on 2nd down. They'll just huck this one into row C, and some lucky fan is going to haul in a heck of a souvenir. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Darnold now to throw. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or 2, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And nothing to complain about on this return as he gets it beyond the 30. Found some space, got his team 21 on that run back. And the Packers will take over possession. They've got first down from the 31. Throwing is Willis. Finds the in route complete. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
These two NFC North teams have played one so far. It's a 2-score game early. More from US Bank Stadium after the break. Time for our 2nd quarter. It'll be Packer football to begin. They've got 1st and 10 here, looking to add to their lead. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Can't cover it much better than that really well-covered Kate on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Again, Daniel Whelan heading out for another punt. Got 46 on his first punch, and this one's pushing a little more distance. Brings it in at the 12. And he's brought down before the return gets far. Call that a booming 56 yards in the end. And it's going to be Vikings football. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Now he'll throw off the play fake. The pass is incomplete, but hold on here. We've got a flag on the field. Here's the call. So not a holding call. One of the linemen actually too far downfield that time. That's what drew the flag. Now a give up the middle to Jones. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Jair Alexander with the stop. Gets them 6 yards and back on the positive side of things. It's now 2nd and 9. Now Darnold. Short pass brought in. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep.
Here we go.
And he's brought down for a loss.
Can I have a moment, Kate? Just a moment to marvel at how well they reacted to that play on defense. They were all over it from the start, getting behind the line to blow up a play that how many times do we see as highlight reel touchdowns going the other way?
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
They'll throw on 3rd and long. Passing struggles, bleeding over from that last play. He's forced to get rid of this one. Well, no look on his first look of the game. And that brings up 4th and long. The Vikings getting their punt team out. Keyshawn Nixon returning this for the Packers. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. 58 yards on the punt there. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Love now to throw. This finds Downs. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that's good for a Green Bay 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. On 1st and 10, here's Love. Has it to his back. Here's Josh Jacobs. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on 1st down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
Love out of the shotgun. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down.
Well, that's like a good peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Takes both to make it work. And defensively, you've got to have that pressure up front. That's peanut butter. And then you'd like to have some jelly. And that was almost a huge play with an interception.
And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Vikings will take over along the midfield stripe after the interception and return.
Well, every once in a while, this game of football becomes a game of chess. And how are you going to get your defensive players in the right spot, the right place? That dime defense, well, that was the right call. So many eyes on the football. And more importantly, the ability to go finish that interception.
The Vikings now set to take the field. And they're going to try to break through this defense and put some points up. They're down 14-zip. First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Throwing now, off play action. Now this is intercepted. That is back-to-back passes. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. A nice starting spot for the Packers this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. From the gun, it's a give to Jacobs. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And it'll be 1st down Packers. Play fake, it's Love. Escapes the pocket. And he protects himself with a slide there after a decent gain.
That is quarterback play 101. Maybe not the first chapter of it, but man, is that important. Getting downfield, get what you can with your legs, then most importantly, protect yourself. Get down and don't take any extra contact.
And he'll get this through the midfield stripe and starts pushing into Vikings territory. Give him 4 yards there, and they only need one more now on 3rd down. A tight end in motion now. On the handoff, here's Jacobs. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the 1st down.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
That one falls incomplete, but our attention's still behind the line. He got cleaned after that throw and drew the instant flag. Man, there's no way around this, Brock. They had that offense exactly where they wanted them, and the penalty gives them a whole lot more breathing room.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the late, great Dennis Green. He said it perfectly. We had him right where we wanted, and we let him off the hook.
And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down. Shotgun give now to Jacobs. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10. Love from the gun. This one's caught. It's a Green Bay touchdown. Now the 2nd time we've had the privilege of calling a touchdown pass to him in this opening half, Brock, and you're starting to get the feeling that he isn't done yet.
Well, but defensively, Kate, you got to do something different. It's kind of like a pitcher who gives up a home run and then a second home run to that same guy. You are not going to give him a pitch to hit, and this defense has got to start taking this receiver away.
McManus on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Packers stretch their lead to 21. On now is McManus to kick this away. Starting from the 5. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Vikings taking the field on offense. And this drive, Brock, hopefully longer than that last one. They were only out there 1 play before they were picked off.
They're kind of a good chance right now to see how risk-averse these guys are offensively. A lot of game left. They could give the passing game a little breather and start this one on the ground.
Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Throw left side, brought in by Hawkinson. And he crosses the sideline a yard or 2 beyond, it looks like the 30.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
From the 32. Has the connection to Hawkinson. And he'll get it up to the 44. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Man in motion, headed right. Darnold looking to throw. Has his man. It's Addison. And he's able to cross midfield before going out. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Throwing it again here. Able to find Hawkinson. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks. New set of downs for him from the 46. Man in motion here. Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
Tried to mix in a little wide receiver carry and catch this defense on its heels. We've seen it work time and again, and it almost got there. Without that tackle, we could have seen a big gainer. But give some credit to the defense where credit is due.
Taking a deep shot here. And he's there to send that one away incomplete. Could not beat the defender there. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. Throwing deep for the end zone. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete.
You know, down here in the red zone where there's a touchdown on the line, you really want to read the quarterback's eyes as a defender. Make sure you know where that throw is going and get in position to swat it away. That is well done.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. So this one carries all the way to the sideline and out. No chance to make a play on that, and they'll take over at the 16-yard line. The Packers and receiver Jaden Reed set to take over once again. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. Thrown on 1st down, Love. Finds his man, it's Kraft. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Shotgun now for Love. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore.
Well, that's now 2, Kate, that they've gotten him for picks in this game, and he's got to be careful. Right? You've got to protect the football. It is the greatest treasure you have as an offense. And this defense, well, they've got 2 in their pocket, and you know they're going to be going after number 3.
The Vikings offense back to the field now. And they're set up well inside of enemy territory, and they've got a short field after that pick. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Throwing here, Darnold. And he can't escape. The Packers drop him. Offense in the hurry up here. After the sack, another pass on 2nd down. Into traffic, complete. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line.
You know, Kay, that is the epitome of trust right there. Right, when the ball is let out of his hands, I think everybody on the sidelines in the stadium went, because he threw it in double coverage.
Oh, brother, it's another interception. And the Packers get it back as he intercepts him for the 2nd time this game. Well, no doubt there was some doom and gloom on the sideline following their interception, right? But a little bit of new life now as their defense picks him up, gets it right back for them.
Hey, I am all for a nice little game of one-upmanship between these 2 defenses. You picked our guy off, fine. We'll answer right away. See how you follow that up.
The Packers and Josh Jacobs about set to go on offense. And we're a shade away from 50 seconds to go in the half. That's enough time to put something together. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. That'll be complete to Jacobs. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it stopped. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
Okay, ready?
2nd and 3 now.
Set, ready.
Throwing from the gun here. That's knocked away by a defender, incomplete. Target that time, Jaden Reed. And now they'll face a 3rd and 3.
Let's go now.
Here's Love to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Now timeout taken by Green Bay. That's its 2nd. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. 1st and 10 from the 41. Love to throw again. Taken in by Dobbs. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. Here's 2nd and 2. And this one falls incomplete. Still 17 seconds left to play.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those chunk throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
Throwing now, 3rd and 2. Completes this one to Kraft. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's good for a Green Bay 1st down. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. It's a deep shot for him from that left hash. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. So we've reached the end of 2, and it's the visiting Packers out in front. Now we'll get you down to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Kate, sit tight. We'll get back to you and Brock in just a moment. But for now, this is our halftime report.
All right, thank you, Coach. And we are back and about set to begin the 2nd half. On now is McManus to kick this away. Kickoff taken at the 3. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. The Vikings are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And this one, well, I think we all know it's going to be a tough one to watch again on film, but a lot to be learned from this showing here, right? He's been intercepted 4 times, and it's been real tough to get a good read on what the coverage has been doing to stop him. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Slot man in motion right. Starting the drive with a give to Jones. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. 1st down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Here's 2nd and 5. Finds a seam down the middle. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's going to give the Vikings the 1st down. Putting a receiver in motion. Straight ahead they go with Jones. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Darnold. Connects with his back. Aaron Jones. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Devontae Wyatt finishing that play off.
Some certainly do it better than others, Kate, but every running back in the league today has got to do just that. You cannot be a one-dimensional back in the league anymore. You can't. You got to be able to handle your business, both toting the ball as a runner, and really importantly as a check down outlet on short throws.
And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And that hit at the 5, but got the bounce it needed to reach the end zone for a touchback. Now here comes the Green Bay offense. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays have followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
On 1st and 10, here's Love. Reed's got it. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. That was Stephon Gilmore stopping that play.
Time and again, receivers will tell their quarterbacks, just give me a chance. Just give me a chance. Just throw it up and give me the opportunity. Well, in this case, with even 2 defenders trying to cover that wide receiver, couldn't get it done.
And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
Calm, cool, collected from this offense. Love to see it. No tunnel vision on what down it was, just focused on executing the play in front of them.
1st down throw, here's Love. Getting out to his left. He's keeping it. And he'll get it up to the 44. It's a gain of 12 there. And it'll be 1st down, Packers.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Handoff here to Jacobs. And he gets this one to the 49 on a solid pickup. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4. Here's a give to Jacobs. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. He's been a fixture for them all game, and all signs indicate, Brock, he's going to remain one in the time we've got left.
Yeah, they've leaned on him in certain spots, and he has shouldered the load oh so well. Put together a game that everyone's happy with.
That's into the hands of Dobbs. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They got 24 yards on the play. And that's good for a Green Bay 1st down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
All right, I'll set up now. 1st and 10. Now a run with Jacobs. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal.
To be a stud back in this league, it takes more than just checking the athletic boxes. There's an IQ, a feel, a patience and craftiness required along with just tremendous vision. He showed all of it navigating that run up the middle.
Toward the sideline and caught by Reed. And he's out of bounds at the 3. Nearly got to the end zone there. It's 2nd and goal. Jacobs escapes a defender. Has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2.
Well, you get a little bit closer, but you can feel the pressure starting to mount. Unless you're committed to playing 4 downs here, this becomes a critical 3rd down call.
Love now on 3rd and goal. And he's got it. Touchdown, Green Bay. The Packers push their lead further to start the half. Christian Watson with the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. Well, as they drive forward to what right now looks like it should be a win, Brock. He sure has taken advantage of a nice little chance to boost his stat line. His second touchdown of the game.
Yeah, you just kind of feel these two building some trust, right? Just more and more equity. Certainly paying dividends in this one, but more than likely for more games to come.
That one splits the uprights. And the Packers continue piling on to this lead. On now is McManus to kick this away. This return starts at the 5. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Minnesota offense ready to set up shop again. And like a swarm of hornets, the coverage has been everywhere this offense has tried to throw it. So many possessions lost to interceptions, as we're being reminded of right here.
Yeah, think about it from a pure mathematical perspective. That's as many as 24 to 20, even 32 points left on the table offensively. That's enough to win a brand new football game. Kept off the board by a secondary. You call them Hornets, I call them dancing like a butterfly and stinging like a bee.
I love it. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
If there's ever a play we could call garden variety in the NFL, I think we just saw it right there. That's an uneventful run and a pretty sound stop there defensively.
He lets one fly deep downfield. Oh no, they get him yet again. The rookie from Georgia has it. And the Packers take it away once again. The 5th time they've intercepted in this game. The team total is now up to 5, Brock. 5 times they've picked this offense off.
Say it a third time for me, Kate, would you? Twist the knife for all the fans of this offense watching at home.
5 interceptions in one game. You just got to marvel at how well they played in coverage from start to finish.
Yeah, this goes beyond marveling. This goes to best case scenario in their game plan. This is one of those special games where absolutely everything is clicking. These defenders, it's like they're seeing the entire field in perfect 20/20 vision.
A nice starting spot for the Packers this drive. 1st and 10 coming up.
Set, ready.
And they send a man in motion.
Ready.
Jacobs with it. He'll drive it forward, but won't get beyond the line. Play brought to an end by Jonathan Grenard. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10. Love out of the shotgun. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A pickup there of 33 yards. And it'll be 1st down Packers.
Ready.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play.
Ready.
Here's Jacobs. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. That tackle made by Blake Cashman. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. Jacobs gets it on the draw. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I think with that call, they were trying to set him up with a short 3rd down run, but he said, nope, not on my watch. I'll just go get it all right here. Now, playbook's wide open for 1st and 10.
Working inside the red zone. Catch is made in close. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. It appears all that prep work and studying that you quarterbacks love to do in the build-up to the game, Brock, it has certainly paid off. This guy has picked apart this defense much of the contest.
This is one of those games you appreciate. There's going to be peaks, there's going to be valleys, there's going to be mountaintops. Just like pitchers don't have all their stuff every time out, well, when you do and you're electric, it's sure fun to play.
And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Jacobs will not challenge for the end zone. He loses a bunch here.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over him.
Thankfully, only 1 quarter to play now. We've reached the end of 3 in this lopsided affair. It's Packers football to start the 4th in what has been a one-sided game in their favor. Buckle up, it's 3rd and goal.
Here we go. Ready.
Love from the gun. Forced out to his right.
He made something out of that play for them. Everyone's so concerned with defending the pass, they didn't quite keep tabs on what he was doing as a QB, and it gave him just enough room to run.
On for the field goal now. Here's Brandon McManus. Angling this one in from the right hash to challenge here. And the kick by Folk is good. And they didn't even need those points when you look at how impressive that lead is.
Yet another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
On now is McManus to kick this away. He fields it from the 8. He's got a lane up past the 30. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. Now the Minnesota offense trotting out. The opportunity to win this game is, well, it's long gone, Brock. They're down to their last opportunities now to avoid the shutout as well. They've got 1st down from the 31. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Finds him over the middle. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They'll run the draw with Jones. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. 16 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a Minnesota 1st down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
Here's Darnold to throw. Hockenson reels it in. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's going to give the Vikings the 1st down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
From the gun, Jones gets it. Breaks the tackle, still going. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6. Fakes the handoff, now to throw. Has it at the 7. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. They'll have 1st and goal to go now after they gain 18 on the previous play. From the red zone now. Cut near the goal line. And that's a Minnesota touchdown. Well, Brock, this one has not been good to them so far, but they are still fighting and able to get in there for 6.
Just a drive that was all about scratching and clawing. As much as anything, Kate, it was just a pride drive to go and get your job done.
One after try, good by Reichert. And the Vikings take a molehill off that mountain as they still trail by 27. Here's Reichert set to kick this away. Nixon now to return it. Good looking return here, and he's got room. They'll have decent field position to begin with here, Brock. He's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And he has kept his pace up in the second half. His quarterback more than happy to keep throwing it his way, considering what he's been able to do with his looks all game. Jacobs gets it to start the drive. And this won't amount to much. Tackled after a small run to the 32. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. Going run again with Jacobs. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that first down.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
The play clock nearing 0, so Coach Matt LaFleur forced to call a timeout. May still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. Third and a lone yard coming up. He's got it to him yet again. That is cut. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. A give to Jacobs on the inside handoff. And it took a couple of guys to haul him down there after a gain of just 1.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Well, we've talked about this before, Brock. The thinking's simple but effective. We'll stop getting it to this guy when you find a way to stop him, and they have yet to do that today.
You know, there's just certain things up in this booth that I love. I think you could feel it emanating from me. And one of them is when you impose your will, and you don't back away from it. If they can't stop it, run it right at them.
Finds his man. It's Kraft. And he's out of bounds after getting this one to the opposing 45-yard line. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a first down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Running on first here with Jacobs. And he works this to the 38 before going down. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. They send the tight end in motion. They stick with Jacobs. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Third down, 1 yard to go. Takes the handoff, now Love. Stays in the pocket. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
Hey, Kate, you know that line, time is of the essence? It certainly is in the pocket. Not enough time there to let that play develop down the field, and the two were not able to reel it in.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And a fairly insurmountable lead grows by 3 more.
So many of these players on the field, Kate, they just strive for consistency, but not the kickers. They strive for perfection, and so far, he's just that.
Has this at the 6. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Back out runs their offense. And all game, they have struggled to attack this deficit. Maybe they can do a little window dressing here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here's Darnold. Completed over the middle. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. 2nd and 3 now. They go play action here. And it looks great flying through the air, Bronk, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. 3rd down coming up.
That was simply a case of not enough time available to let that play develop. That throw was out so quick, and he wasn't able to reel it in.
From the gun on 3rd down. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
To throw, here's Darnold. Pass is caught by Addison. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 47. Has him on the quick hitter. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it'll bring up a Minnesota 1st down.
Kate, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
This one's to Hawkinson outright. And he'll go out of bounds close to the 35-yard line.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 6 now. Sideline shot is snagged by Hawkinson. And he's out of bounds just short of the 30.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. Well, a tight end that moves the chains on 3rd down, that's a QB's best friend.
That's Jones working the sideline, complete. And he's going to go out of bounds just short of that red zone.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well, and it sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
From the 21, able to find Hawkinson. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
Packers into a nickel defense, 3rd down. Throwing here, Darnold. The shot to the end zone is incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. Throwing now, needing a first. And it falls incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. The Packers and this running back headed back out for a new series.
Hey, I get it, it's already over, but go down swinging. Unfortunately, that play, like so many of them today, Kate, has been pretty indicative of how this contest has gone.
Here we go. Here we go.
Jacobs running behind center. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
I think we got to be careful, and I'll raise my hand of thinking that play was just a nothing burger. Because what can happen from that, Kate, is you put some nice toppings on it. A play-action pass, a shot that comes down the road from what looked like a very plain play.
They run it with Jacobs. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They push it forward for a yard, and that brings up 3rd and 8. Turning to Jacobs on 3rd. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down. That play gains 6. It's going to be 4th and 2.
Kate, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
So it's the visiting Packers who pick up the win. And Brock, we all know any win is a good win, but playing against a division rival, oh, it always feels so much better dealing them one in the L column.
These are the teams that know you best, Kate, but also the ones that you know best. So yes, it is just a little bit sweeter when you take care of business in your own division.
So that puts a bow on this one. For my partner, Brock Heward, and everyone involved on our crew, I'm Kate Scott signing off. This has been another presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Packers are your winners as we bid you farewell from Minneapolis.